Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Living Divinity. I hope everybody's doing well out there. Hope you're staying blessed, staying prayed up, asking God for protection as you start your day, as you finish your day. Be appreciative of everything you have and the things you don't have. So I'm going to start out with a quick prayer, random. And I'm on Ezekiel, but it's a lot. So let me see if I can find something a little shorter. Okay, Isaiah 52. Awake, awake, O Zion, clothe yourself with strength. Put on your garments of splendor, O Jerusalem, the holy city. The uncircumcised and defiled will not enter you again. Shake off your dust, rise up, sit enthroned, O Jerusalem. Free yourself from the chains on your neck, O captive daughter of Zion, for this is what the Lord says. You were sold for nothing, and without money you will be redeemed. For this is what the sovereign Lord says. At first my people went down to Egypt to live. Lately Assyria has oppressed them. And now what do I have here, declares the Lord? For my people have been taken away for nothing, and those who rule them mock, declares the Lord. And all day long my name is constantly blasphemed. Therefore my people will know my name. Therefore in the day they will know that it is I who foretold it. Yes, it is I. How beautiful on the mountains are the feet of those who bring good news, who proclaim peace, who bring good tidings, who proclaim salvation, who say to Zion, your God reigns. Listen, your watchmen lift up their voices. Together they shout for joy. When the Lord returns to Zion, they will see it with their own eyes, burst into songs of joy. You ruins of Jerusalem, for the Lord has comforted his people. He has redeemed Jerusalem. The Lord will lay bare his holy arm in the sight of all nations. And all the ends of the earth will see the salvation of our God. Depart, depart, go out from there. Touch no unclean thing. Come out from it and be pure, you who carry the vessels of the Lord. But you will not leave in haste or go in flight, for the Lord will go before you. The God of Israel will be your rear guard. So that was 52:1 all the way to 52:12. Okay, so first I want to start off with the handwritten cards. And I have Time's Up. On the back side of it, it says, watch your wallet, start saving today. So when I wrote these cards, the back really had no meaning to the front. I just ran out of cards and figured I would just keep adding them. But those two kind of resonate, I think, because if you've been playing around, if you've been goofing off, if you've been overspending, if you've been trying to show up for other people, and you're leaving yourself short, then time's up for you to change, to start watching your wallet and start saving. The next card is experiencing worldly things is there to learn what's not good for you. So, a lot of us, we learn at different paces depending upon what kind of lifestyle our parents has, and those things that we can get caught up in, or what the values of our parents were and how they instilled upon us. So after we turn 18, we kind of just run amok and do what we want to do and see how it goes for us, and trying to make our way in the world. So I was blessed to have my grandparents who were such God-loving and God-fearing people, and I'm so blessed to have had them as my grandparents. And so although when I turned 17, I joined the U.S. Navy, and I had my 18th birthday, my last week of boot camp. And I experienced life for 10 years. And when I turned 27, everything that was in front of me suddenly wasn't important anymore. I didn't want to go bar hopping. I didn't want to go, doing drugs. I didn't want to sit around and have weekend parties. I was just like over it. So to experience worldly things, especially if you want to talk about it later in years, you can't really talk about things. You can if it's text, if you're reading it out of a book, if you're reading it out of studies when you go to college. But to have the true experience is totally different. So if you're blessed to have both, then that's good for you. But the experience is more concrete because you know where you're coming from when you're talking about a particular subject. Otherwise, if you're just reading out of a book and it's textbook, then you could only verify what it says in the book by reading it. There's, unless you want to do more research. So that's the difference. And it's important to learn the things that is not good for you. So that way you can change up and get your life better and on track. So the other side of the card is forthcoming. So when you've lived the life that you thought you wanted, that you thought was important, and all of a sudden you have this epiphany and say to yourself, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been doing this for 20 years. What have I gained from it? I got a lot of Facebook friends. I got people that come and go in my life. I do have my family. I'm blessed to have my family, but my family, is my family. What more have I accomplished these past 10 or 20 years by living this worldly life? And, that makes you want to be forthcoming for yourself. That makes you want to search what is your truth and begin to live by how you feel is the best way for you to live. Okay, so the next one says operate as if you're being watched. So it's kind of like, I worked at a big box store and, I was in charge of counting the till bags in the morning. And, you have all that money in front of you. And for a second you think, oh, wow, what could I do with all this money? But then you realize that's a terrible thought, because if you keep thinking about it, if you keep festering, eventually you're going to try to make some till short and have some extra money in your pocket, knowing that there's a camera right over you. But people do that. I never have. I mean, I've heard of cashiers. They got the camera right over them and they still think they can take out $200 and not be caught. So, and then, they don't even really know the corporate rules, and they don't even know that, it has to be a certain amount that's on the camera before they prosecute and so forth. It's their corporate procedures or whatnot. So if you get away with it once, you think you're still getting away with it, but after it accumulates to whatever, 1,000, 1,500, then they actually have the police come in and see the filmage, and then they take you off to jail. But if you always are trying to make decisions as if someone's watching you, like my mom's been dead more than, I'll be 62, so she died 50 years ago this year. Is that right? Yeah, she died in 74. So the thing is, whatever situation that I'm really stuck in, I kind of get a free minute to myself and I say, what would Mom want me to do? And then I'd be able to make my choices that way. Okay, so the back of this card says true love. true love. The most untrue love is the love of money. The true love that if you're blessed to have, it's kind of like you automatically trust each other, although the connection is very frightful. It's frightful and exciting at the same time, and it kind of depends on what your age is, and are you tied up with someone else, or do you have so many more other options, and is that true love always going to be sticking around waiting to get in line to be chosen? There's so many variables about that. But the truest love, I feel like, is someone that God sends you. If you look at this woman or this man for the first time, and you think they're, even their physical thing doesn't have to be there. It's like the spirit of that person. When you elevate yourself high enough to where you can discern good people from bad people just by their vibe or their body movements, and there's just different telltale signs that they're not genuine, and you can't really believe what they're saying. But true love it's just, I see couples who have been married for 50 years, and when they look at each other, there's still love in their eyes for each other. And those are the people that you'd have to get the real, true feeling of true love. And I imagine it's someone that the love is so strong that it's scary but exciting, and once you come together, then it's like you can stay up all night and talk and have so much in common and be vulnerable and open with each other, and there's no judgment. It's that unconditional love that no matter where you came from, if you've learned the lessons and vow to yourself, I did this bad thing, and I apologize to God, I apologize to myself, I apologize to the person, and I'm vowing to myself I'm a changed man, or I'm a changed woman. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go hurting people just because I can, kind of thing, or whatever the situation is. But it's when you come together and it's like you've known each other forever, and it just feels right, and there's no hesitation. But it's getting to that point where you actually meet in person. The feelings that you have before you meet that person, the butterflies, the I can't sleep, the anticipation of, oh, I think he's coming over this weekend, and then, maybe he doesn't show up for whatever reason. Maybe there wasn't even a commitment for him to come, but for some reason you just felt like, oh, he's going to be coming this weekend. And, you still get disappointed, but you can't stay mad at him. You just try to understand that he must have had something else going on, and that I know that he feels the same way without even really talking to each other, because it's almost like telepathy, right? He feels what you feel, and she feels, you know what I'm saying? If it's guy-girl connection, the guy can feel automatically when the girl's happy or she's having a good day, and you can also feel when she's been crying, or something's bothering her. Maybe she doesn't feel like she has enough money, or maybe she feels like she's not good enough for him, and that can go vice versa. So the true love, it's like you never want to do anything on purpose to hurt the other person. You just try to be patient, and you try to be understanding, and you already know that that's the person you're destined to be with, some way, somehow. Okay, so the next card I have is karmic lessons are meant to learn and move on. So sometimes we stick in there. The first one was 18 years, and the second one was 16 years. The first one, I kept telling him, I'm gonna get you ready for your second wife, you know, because he wasn't treating me right. So obviously, you know, he was the one that put me on the shelf, and listened to everybody else's input, and their input was more important. And then the second one was, well, he didn't actually put me on the shelf. He kind of just set me on the ground, and other people's opinions were better, and my ideas weren't anything, but they were implemented later by him as if it was his idea. So he was in a competition with me when I was trying to help our business work best for us. So the second marriage, I was like, do you really think I want to be a two-time loser in this marriage thing? You know, so that gave him more to keep pushing me. Oh, she's going to stay in. Let me see what else I can do to her. Undercover. You know, so yeah, I should have learned my lesson and moved on right away. So the back of this card says equal exchange of energy. So you kind of have to have that. You have to have the understanding that not always am I going to be able to give 100%, but when I can, I will, and when I can give 110, I will. It's a commitment to doing what's best for both as a unit. And it's good to, you know, still have your own boundaries to do things that you like to do. So let me get a sip of coffee real quick. So I pre-pulled some cards. So I'm going to start with the first book that I pulled. Okay. This is the CashApp Tarot. And I pulled the Eight of Forces. So the 8 typically is like universal, you know, because it keeps going like a 0. But this is the lightning bolt. So let me read this. I want to watch my time because I don't want to cut off. So imagine a lightning bolt striking nearby, leaving some destruction in its wake. Now close your eyes and with a deep breath feel the energy of lightning stir within you. It's almost as if the finger of God is yours to employ. How do you want to direct this energy in your life? Okay, that was the simple reading, but let me read the longer portion. A lightning bolt illuminates a stormy night sky, striking a tree down to its core. Puddles of rain pull upon the ground. This card shows that it's time of splitting apart, a time of lost disappointment, or even a metaphorical death. You may be feeling wounded, grieved, or gravely disappointed. The loss could be a career opportunity, romantic relationship, partnership, creative projects, or friendship. At first glance, the event may be sudden or unexpected, but it's the light that flashes. We see that deep puddles of a storm that has been going on for some time. You've probably been aware of the threat or difficulty at some level, even if you were unwilling to acknowledge it before. Now it's a time to accept the situation and not fight what is so. There is benefit coming, but it often takes an ending to bring forth a new beginning and a storm of cleansing, a storm to cleanse the field. Okay, so the next one is out of the Psychic Tarot. And this is a 9 card. And it's fulfillment of wishes. This card being one, if not the most positive of the minor arcana cards, represents emotional satisfaction, contentment, and enjoyment. Your wishes are coming true. Are you ready? Happiness, success, good health, completion, and accomplishment of your dreams and goals are in the palm of your hands. This card acts as a reminder to hold on to the beneficial feelings from accepting and receiving what you've asked and strived for. Know that these will assist you in the future when you may need inspiration and positive energy. This is the right time to heal those past memories that have been holding you hostage. Forgive others and yourself so that your wishes, desires, and goals have a clear, unobstructed path to your heart, soul, and life. Okay, so Archangel Power Tarot cards. When I pulled this, I'm going to read the first one, which is 4 of Michael. Okay, so what happened when I pulled these, when I turned the bottom, there were 2 important cards, but let me read 4 of Michael. It's time to take a break. The situation you find yourself in will not benefit from more action on your part at this moment. Step back, let it go. It would probably be best not to even think about it for a little while. Resist the urge to challenge those who disagree with you. The key to a successful solution is likely to arise from meditation or the unexpected epiphanies that come while on a quiet walk. Are you getting enough sleep? If you've been ill, make sure you take all the time necessary for a full recovery. Additional meanings of this card: make time for yourself, take a vacation, pursue spiritual activities, seek relief from stress. So when I turned the bottom of the cards, I had the Emperor. Leadership can change everything. This card may mean that it's time for you to be a leader to those around you, or it might indicate that you would greatly benefit from the counsel of a skilled mentor who can give you invaluable advice. Archangel Uriel can provide you with brilliant new ideas on how best to be a success. Creativity is a wonderful thing, but without logic, it can be chaos. What you need right now is a little organization and order. A few guidelines or rules will help bring your dreams to life in the most efficient and elegant way possible. This is not meant to limit you, but to help you feel empowered and in control of the direction your plans are taking you. Additional meaning: an encouraging and diplomatic leader, ambitious plans, stability, a promotion, protection, authority figures, paternal role models. Okay, and that was a Major Arcana, which is the number 4. And then we have the World. And that number's 21. So congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. A project or situation in your life has now come to a happy conclusion, and there is a sense of completion and satisfaction. Maybe time to move on to something new, but it's all right to pause and enjoy this amazing moment. Your work with Archangel Michael has brought you to a new level of spiritual growth and evolution. You're at a place of enlightenment and profound understanding of the universe. Remember to speak words of gratitude to your friends, family, and the angels in recognition of their help. Additional meanings: the right place at the right time, coming full circle, excellence, happy endings, receiving an award, international travel. Okay, so now the most amazing thing is when I pull the tarot tattoo. Out of 6 cards that I pulled, 5 were Major Arcanas. So let me start out with the first one I pulled, which happens to be a very good card. It's a 9 of coins. And I'm going to read these texts so I make sure I don't miss anything. Material comfort, abundance, wanting for little, accomplishment, honors, gains, sense of self-worth, safety and security. Prudence, long-term planning, managing danger, able to weather a storm. So it could be one of these, it could be a multitude of these. You have to place it where it fits your story. So the first Major Arcana I pulled again is the Emperor. So out of the Archangel Power Tarot, I saw that at the bottom, so I wanted to use it as a confirmation to these cards I already pulled. All right, the King, male power, authority, leadership, proficiency, wealth, stability, perseverance, endurance, realization, effect, being effective, logic, experience. Okay, so it could be obstruction, lack of ability, weak character, immature, rebellious. So keep in mind that an Emperor, you can have all of those qualities. And of course, if you have those negative ones like the obstruction, lack of ability, weak character, immature, rebellious, you just have to keep that in mind. So when a situation comes up, you have to make sure that those don't lead you. Okay, so the next Major Arcana is the Lovers. Love, attraction, virtue, compatibility, harmony, triumph over trials, choice, vacillation, intuitive decisions, union, entanglement, enmeshment, infidelity, moral lapse, vice, separation, quarrels, interference, inadequacy, failing test. So again, the Lover's card can be any of those, and we could all carry all of these different characteristics that they're portraying in this booklet. However, we just have to stay positive. We have to be able to see things for what they are. We have to not jump to conclusions. We have to be patient, and we have to be able to be forthright about how we're feeling. And if we're being forthright and the answers are giving, you have to discern whether I'm giving you an answer that you want to hear or an answer that I truly feel. And you'll know that because if you know the essence of who I am, I'm pretty blunt and I'm pretty honest. So we don't really get that a lot out here where people are like that. They're considered arrogant, and it's not a matter of arrogance. It's a matter of I want to live in my truth, because if I chose to lie, then that means the next time I have to remember that lie, and it probably takes another lie to cover up that lie, and it's a never-ending cycle that I choose. I'd rather be forthright and say, yeah, I did do this, I did do that. That was before I met you. That was and just be totally honest, because if you hold secrets, that's the other thing, is if you hold secrets, people who know your secret will be able to manipulate you because you're not ready to speak about it. So for me, it's kind of like, okay, we're at 29 minutes right now. Hopefully it won't cut off, but my dad murdered someone when I was about 16 years old, and I hadn't even seen him for like 5 years, 4 or 5 years. And he was here local in this area, between Goleta and San Luis Obispo. But he just stayed out of our lives because he didn't feel worthy. But he ended up killing someone. So, when I came to town and certain people mentioned, my dad, I didn't hesitate to try to keep it a secret because it was already known. A lot of people didn't know, but the people who did know, So yeah, I posted on Facebook, yeah, I came back here, I'm writing my life story and how my dad murdered somebody is a crucial part of what took place in my life. So that let the whole community know, yeah, my dad killed someone. There's no secret. Nobody could use it against me. Okay, so we're at 31. The next card, which is the Major Arcana, is the Justice card. So her scales are balanced, and she's got her sword of truth. Balance, equilibrium, equality, symmetry, harmony, integrity, honor, fairness, neutrality, moderation, attraction. Okay, so it's a repulsion, polarity, oversensitivity, vindication, self-righteous, bigotry, prejudice, favoritism, promise versus threat, rights abused. So again, we could all carry those characteristics, but we always want to put God and love at the forefront. So if we feel like we're going to make a choice, we have to know that someone's watching over us, and we have to stay on the higher self of who we are. Always choose the higher self, the higher road. Okay, so the next card we have is Temperance. And if you're wondering why it has writing on them, it's when I first started studying the tarot, I kind of wrote notes on them, so it doesn't take away the value of the card. So Temperance, moderation, self-control, economy, patience, consolidation, harmony, coordination, successful combinations, friendship, recuperation, unfulfilled desires, discord, stubbornness, hostility, clashing of interest, inactivity, sterility, time, seasons, and climate. So there again, we have all these qualities and we have to choose the higher ones. Every step that we take, if we choose the higher, our higher selves, if we do everything out of love, it can be construed as arrogant, but those are those people projecting onto you the truth that you're speaking. So we always want to be on the right side of God. We always want to choose what God would want us to do. Okay, so the last one is the Hierophant. So out of 6 cards pulled, I got 5 Major Arcanas with the 9 of coins. The Hierophant. The Pope, tradition, convention, ritual, symbolism, ceremony, religion, religious practices, morality, social approval, instruction, philosophy, universal law, mercy, goodness, forgiveness, humility, vulnerability, impotence, religious tyranny. So I don't really want to talk about impotence because we all know what that means, and I don't even know how to put it into this being the Hierophant. But religious tyranny, that is where, my belief, I'm going to shove it down your throat, And I don't believe that. And I don't believe in, you know, of course donations would help, you know. It would help my channel. It would help me make my ends meet. But in the end, I would appreciate any donation, but in the end, God provides for me. So if you just like, share, and subscribe, that would be awesome. So when I put all these cards together, let me just give you a quick readout, since there's you know, maybe this emperor had a 9 of coins somewhere else because he's looking to the left. Let me put it like this so you can see. See that? So maybe he had material things. Maybe he had a partner. Maybe he didn't have a partner. Maybe he had all the material things that he could ask for. But then he finds out it doesn't really matter what I have. It doesn't matter what I have. I have to stop looking at these coins. Because look what I'm turning my back to. And the justice and the temperance and the hierophant, they sort of guarantee that once he leaves behind the material things, he could lose everything to go to his lover. And I say he because the emperor, it could be a lady. It's the essence of the card, or the, yeah, you get it. But anyways, the justice, the temperance, and the hierophant guarantee that, you know, this is going to be like a power couple. It guarantees that there's going to be way more money, way more things that God wants to give this power couple, because they're here to change the world, to put love on the forefront, to put caring of other people, caring of strangers, just changing the world's mindset, even if it's one person at a time. So through the tarot, my sister, God bless her soul, she did my readings, and God bless her, she's passed away now. And I started watching the tarot because of my sister. So even though she wasn't here to see my changes, she's here to see my changes, because spiritually she's with me. But she changed my life, and I thank her for that. Because if she didn't give me those few readings when I was 16, 17, I don't know if I ever would have believed it. And so through this platform, hopefully I'm reaching out to somebody, you know, at least one person who needs to hear this. And if I'm just changing one person, every day, if I'm just changing one person, I do it by God's grace, by God being within my spirit, by God being over me. Will I always try to choose right? So again, this emperor is looking at the 9 of coins. His true love is right behind him. Is he gonna turn around for that? He already has all the material things he's worked so hard at. Is that enough for him? When he does turn around for his true love. These 3 cards indicate that it is a power couple that's gonna do great things in the name of God, in the name of love. And they're gonna be world renowned. That's my reading for you. Thank you. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. And have a great day. Stay blessed. Stay prayed up. God loves you, and I do too. See you the next time. Bye-bye.